Hi, everybody, and welcome once again to OAC Response. I am Joel Roberts. I am a communications consultant to OAC, and today we have an expert among experts. We have Chris Heger, who is a vice president and the chief innovation officer at OAC, been in the industry for 30 years. His focus is design and construction performance. He's worked with Microsoft projects, Nintendo, Metro Parks, Tacoma. He is a true thought leader. He's spoken all over the place. And now I've put him massively on the spot. Chris, welcome.
Thanks, Joel.
Okay. Are we indeed in a new phase? I'm not ready to pronounce we are post-pandemic. Nobody would say that, but it seems that construction is beginning to ramp up. Is that true?
Yeah, that is true. Construction is starting to ramp up, and we're in the process of having multiple jobs open.
Okay. So obviously everybody's number one priority is safety. What are some of the things that are being done now to ensure safety on the job site?
Well, it's the implementation of extremely detailed plans that were put together, focusing on social distancing, cleanliness, sterilization, looking at how we're working, and in some cases doing some of that work differently than we have done it before. So,
speaking of doing things differently, I have a sort of a nickname for you. We call you the monarch of metrics. You like to measure things on the job site. What are some of the things specifically that you individually or your technology, what are some of the things that you are looking at now that can generate the data we need to assess safety, efficiency, productivity, et cetera?
I think the part for the safety would be, certain cases, a lot of the photogrammetry, and then also down at the task level is just efficiency.
Chris, panning back a moment, scheduling, costs, the kinds of things that need to be considered all the time, they've got to be considered in a totally different light now. What changes are you making, do you foresee?
I actually see that more of an emphasis will be placed on data. We're dropping back to cash flow, and we were looking at productivity, so dollar per work hours or work hours per square foot, and what's pre-COVID and what's post-COVID. You know, if I'm in a meeting and somebody says, well, that's a field issue, we're gonna solve it.
Right. Panning back further, last area for today, and I might love to do a part 2 with you, sir.
Yes.
Supply chain. I mean, is Italy even answering the phone at this point?
Actually, it's funny because Italy came up in a meeting this morning. These massive sites are worldwide sites. You know, we're not building log cabins anymore where we're cutting the trees down on the site and picking up the stones to make the foundations. Mm-hmm. So that's a big part of what's going on, and we're affected by all these other countries, and then also just the ships and trucks and everything else to get it here. We've actually been working with Microsoft. We actually have 1.5 million miles tracked for distances for every country in the world and 500 cities in the continental US.
So whereas before you had a plan A and maybe a plan B, now you've got to have a plan C and a plan D. All right, Chris, like I said, an embarrassment of riches from you all the time. The monarch of metrics looks at things that nobody else looks at. It's part of your trademark. It's part of OAC's trademark. Again, I reserve the right to recall you as a witness, sir. Thanks for being
here. Thanks, Joel. Really appreciate it. Take care.